Hey everyone, well it's Friday night and we usually do happy hour pours on Friday night, but we're going to do one better. We're going to do an official Fresh Crack Friday. This is a familiar bottle with a twist. We're going to review Maker's Mark Cask Strength Limited Bottling Age Statement, aged 7 years, 2 months, and this is 112.6 proof. Well, if you saw my video yesterday, I was really surprised to see this on a shelf. Very surprised, because I'm very familiar with Maker's Mark Cask Strength. Yes, I still have the Slam Dunk here, still have not opened it, but I think I found a replacement at a very similar proof, but maybe even better. So this is the bottle we're usually used to, and this is something that the bottle that we usually see when we look at the private selections with the 1001 combinations of staves. So it does say limited bottling, so I'm not sure that this is going to be a permanent fixture. It may be this with just a limited twist of this, but we're going to focus on this right now. The one thing I haven't seen is a Maker's Mark bottle like these Cask Strength with an age statement. This one has it. Again, it says 7 years, 2 months right on the label. It does say that each batch is aged to taste. So this batch, one would think, is they determined that 7 years, 2 months was perfect for it. Other batches I looked up, they have some other batches that are slightly different in terms of age. The interesting thing, though, is that I always figured most of the Maker's Mark, I figured it was aged closer to around 6 years. I'm waiting for a Maker's Mark, where is my certificate? Right there, for my own barrel. And I'm like, well, we're about 4 years in now. Do I have to wait another 2? And after I saw this, I'm like, do I have to wait another 3? I don't know. But I kind of always figured it was aged probably closer to 6 years. But I have seen, things online where they say it's age 6 to 7 or even 6 to 8 years. But I kind of figured it's usually closer to the 6. Well, definitely, this one is 7 years, 2 months, no doubt about it. It is batch 25-01. This batch consists of 378 casks. It says it right on the bottle. There's a lot of information on this. Now, at 112.6 proof, it does note, which I do know they have a low barrel entry proof. This is 110 barrel entry proof. So it stays pretty close to that, and that is why they do have cask strengths at such as this, in the range of, this is 112. They generally range 109 to 112 in that area because of that low barrel entry proof. But again, they say that these are aged to taste, so when they determine it's right, it's right. This is hand rotated, hand selected, just like they do with all their barrels, and it notes on the bottle, right on the bottle, that this is the tasting notes in this particular one is matured for notes of toasted oak, salted caramel, and dark chocolate. Sounds good to me. This was $44. It is the same amount as the cask strength I can get otherwise. In fact, quite honestly, 44 is about 41 I've seen it for, but generally 44 is on the lower side of what I can see in these cask strengths for. This was a little bit more, but I paid for it in another store because it was a Slam Dunk. Still haven't opened it. That was a big debate I was having, but it's been sitting here right on the bar. But in any event, let's try this cask strength out. And again, this should be the same mash bill as Maker's Mark in general. 70 corn, 16 soft winter wheat, 14 malted barley. Let's do this Fresh Crack Friday right now. You can take a look at the front, the side. The other makers aren't always the best cork pops, but let's see. Oh, that was nice. And let's switch this up. We're going to use our Baby Glen from the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. Got it right? Yeah, let's just try it out. Make believe I'm still at the festival. All right, let's give this a nose. Very familiar Maker's Mark cask strength nose, very pleasant. Nothing different there. Cheers. This is good. I actually haven't had one of these cask strengths in a while. I've been trying just to, it used to be Buffalo Trace, Makers. I've been trying to diversify. And as you've seen, I do review a lot of different bottles. Some stuff out of my comfort zone. Some stuff that I'm liking better that used to be in my comfort zone. But I like coming back to the stuff I like. And this is one of them. This tastes better than ever. Maybe that's because it's either aged longer or it's been a while. Now, it's interesting. I have that tasting note right there. They said salted caramel. I don't know if it's in my head because I read that, but it definitely, I am getting something. I always get a little bit of chocolate on this, especially on the Maker's Marks that are the private selections with the French Mendian staves, formerly French Mocha. But this one definitely is giving me some notes of chocolate, no doubt. This is really good. Now, the only thing that makes it difficult is we just don't know is something like this. I'm thinking about the Slam Dunk, but just in general, we don't know how long these other ones are aged. Is this just something that's a little bit older? They want to state it on here. Were those 70s? We just don't know. We have to figure they're all aged in the range of at least 6 years, and it could be 7. I really doubt many are 8, but we'll just safely say 6 to 7 years. So, is this older or not by a few months? We don't know, but this is really good. It's excellent. So this, I really believe that this literally just came out because this is something I haven't seen anywhere. And I was at this store. This was at Joe Canals in Marlboro, New Jersey. And I was at that store a little while ago and it wasn't there. So I have to think this just recently came out. Now, it does say limited bottling. So I have to think this is something that may not be around for long. I don't necessarily know if it's a replacement for the Cask Strength, Maker's Mark Cask Strength. When you say limited bottling, it makes me think it's not. But this is definitely special. And the fact that I got it for $44, the same price as a regular Cask Strength, even if the age is the same, I do think it's very cool. It says the age statement. It says the batch number, which the other one has, but it says how many barrels are in the batch. And it gives you the barrel entry proof and a bunch of other information, which I showed you the bottle on the earlier part of this video, but definitely pause to read it. So Maker's Mark Cask Strength is always a winner. Maker's Mark Cask Strength with an age statement, even better. Have a great weekend. Cheers.